Hey Renegades, what's up? Welcome back. We are outdoors here at Renegade Mushrooms headquarters, and it's going to be a beautiful day today. We're in the middle of May. It's a little drizzly right now, but the sun's going to come out eventually, and we're going to have a nice day to do what we want to do here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a co-planting, and I'm going to grow mushrooms and herbs right together in the same raised bed. And mushrooms and plants love to grow together. If you guys have watched some of my other videos, you know I love to do co-plantings with mushrooms and vegetables or herbs outdoors. And we're going to get another one of those beds going today. This time I'm going to be using Winecap mushrooms, or Winecap Stropharia. They love to grow in conjunction with plants, and they love to eat any kind of woody debris pretty much. And they're great at turning that woody debris into really nice, rich, loose soil. So what I'm going to do is I have a raised bed already prepared, nothing planted in it yet. I've mixed in some leaf compost and some composted manure, and now I'm going to add some fresh woody debris, which I'm going to show you guys here in a sec. And then we're going to mix in a bunch of wine cap spawn. I have a bunch of spawn already prepared that I made myself. And we're going to mix that into the soil, and then we're going to top dress it with a little more compost, and then we're going to plant our seeds. I got a bunch of different kind of herbs I want to grow, and so once this bed gets established, if everything goes according to plan, which I'm sure it will, we're going to have some beautiful fresh herbs and some really nice wine cap mushrooms growing right in there with them. Wine caps are delicious mushrooms to eat, and you do have to try and pick them really early. I've found by experience, basically as soon as you see them pop and pick them, they will get huge. Like if you let them go, they'll get like dinner plate size. But at that point, the stems will be just totally full of fungus fly larvae, which, they're kind of cool to see still, but not really good to eat unless you're into eating fungus fly larvae, which I'm not. So I'm going to show you guys the materials I have prepared and all the herb seeds I have ready to go to plant in over top of them. And let's make a mushroom herb bed. Here's my wine cap spawn. This was made using my standard in-bag pasteurized fuel pellet method that I show in all my other videos. And this strain of wine cap is from Jeff Manganaro, Appalachian Gold on Etsy. These bags are almost fully colonized. You can see there's a little patch there where the mycelium's still growing to. A few bags are like that. Normally, I would wait till these are fully colonized, but I just happen to have a day off, and I want to get this done. And because it's an outdoor planting, it's really not a big deal. You can see I have plenty of nice white mycelium here to get this bed established. If I was doing an indoor inoculation, I would definitely wait till these were fully colonized. But being that it's outdoors and we're not really working in a sterile environment anyway, it's not a big deal because we'll have plenty of spawn to get our bed established. So then I have all of our seeds. This is what we're going to be planting after we mix in our woody substrate and our spawn. I'm going to do these just in rows. And I have two different kinds of dill. This is a bouquet dill. And then I have a Long Island mammoth dill here. So I'll do two different kinds of dill. I do a lot of pickling in the summer, and I use a lot of dill in that. So I'm looking forward to that. I have a sweet basil and a sweet Italian basil. So we're going to do two different kinds of basil as well. And then I have some cilantro and some flat leaf parsley. And my plan is to use all these herbs to make a chimichurri marinade eventually. And we're going to do some mushrooms, cook some mushrooms up after they've marinated in this chimichurri marinade using all of these herbs we're going to grow in the garden. So, but that'll be in the future. We got to get our bed made and growing first. So those are all our seeds. And then what I'm going to do, I already turned the garden bed over. And when I first moved in here, our soil, we have a lot of clay here. So I've been continuously working compost and manure, leaf compost into my garden beds to loosen up the soil. And I'm finally getting them a little looser to where you can pretty much just plant with your hands. You don't really need any tools. So what I'm going to do is, because wine caps they love to eat woody debris. That's what they prefer. Now they're gonna like all this compost that's worked in the bed as well, but I want to give them some fresh wood to eat. So I got this two blocks of this aspen bedding. You can get this at any pet store, and aspen is just a nice soft hardwood, and most wood decomposer mushrooms love it. They love to eat it. So I'm going to turn some of these aspen shavings into the bed first, and then we're going to mix in some of our spawn. We're going to turn everything over, and then we'll go ahead and smooth it out, make our rows, and plant our seeds. Alright, so now we just have to mix our spawn in. I'm using 4 bags, so that's about 24 pounds of spawn. I'm just going to break the spawn up into like golf ball sized chunks, leave it kind of chunky. You don't want to get it real fine because it's more prone to dry out, so chunks are where it's at. Everything's turned over, mixed in, and now I'm just going around, and you really don't want any spawn chunks exposed to the open air, so just try and tuck them down in under the soil. You're not going to get it all, but just try. Alright guys, we're almost there. So I got everything mixed in, and now I'm just gonna top dress it with a little more compost and try and get that woody debris and spawn, rest of the spawn kind of buried. Just another little tip. I don't know what you guys use. Let me know in comments if you have a cool way to mark your rows. But I just use these little wooden popsicle sticks, and just write on there what I'm planting. You can stick those right in the row end, and it's a good way to mark your rows. But that is it. We're done. Got all our rows planted, and I'm really happy with the way this bed turned out. So hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we're gonna have some beautiful herbs growing here, and wine caps everywhere. And what I'm gonna do now is just gonna pour the water to it really good, give it a good soaking, and once these herbs start coming up, I am gonna mulch the bed a little bit with some straw between the rows, and that'll help obviously keep moisture in the soil, and that'll help our wine caps fruit as well. Anything you can do to keep moisture at the soil interface definitely is gonna let you get more mushrooms. So, and wine caps are great at breaking down any kind of woody debris, so hopefully they'll break down what's left in this compost and these aspen shavings, and turn all that stuff into some nice rich soil, and we'll get some mushrooms in the meantime. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated as the summer goes on here, and we'll do some regular bed updates. And it's hard telling, I may get a few mushrooms in the summer here, but most likely the majority of them are going to come in the fall. Also, I wanted to mention, if obviously I made my own wine cap spawn from liquid culture. You don't have to do that. I'm set up to do it, so I did it. It does save you a lot of money, but you can just buy wine cap spawn. It's pretty widely available. North Spore has it, Field and Forest Products has it, and I've grown both of their strains. They're both good strains. As I mentioned, I got this strain from Jeff Manganaro at Appalachian Gold on Etsy, and this is a wild clone that he cloned from a wild specimen he found on a really tough year where there weren't a lot of mushrooms, and this one fat wine cap came up, and so he cloned that, which I thought was cool. So it'll be interesting to see. I think these are supposed to be a little more golden in color too, where some wine caps are really like a burgundy red. These are supposed to be a little more yellow golden color, which would be interesting to see when they show up. If you want to buy liquid culture and start your wine caps on grain and then move them to pasteurized sawdust like I did, my best places to get liquid culture are Mycelium Emporium, Everything Mushrooms, Gary at Fresh Fungi, and of course Jeff Manganaro from Appalachian Gold on Etsy. So that is it for today, guys. We are wrapping it up. So let me know in comments if you have any suggestions, or let me know how you guys do it, if you guys have tried this at home, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the summer, and hopefully we'll have some mushrooms showing up soon. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you next video.